What is up, people? The internet. It is me, Real American, back in with a new video. And today, we have a pretty significant update into the 2024 presidential election. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin is reconsidering a 2024 presidential bid. Yep. A month after Glenn Youngkin gave 2024 a cold shoulder, he is now preparing or potentially going to get involved into the 2024 presidential election. Oh my gosh, this is just bizarre that we're at the stage where a month after saying, nah, it sounds like Youngkin may actually get in the race after all. Now, before we continue with today's bizarre turn of events, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below. Guys, go follow Real American Politics on Twitter. It is a great Twitter account that I recommend that you follow. Of course, follow the Rumble page for exclusive content, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you can join Real American, which is a phenomenal deal, as it helps support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. So Governor Glenn Youngkin is reconsidering a bid into 2024. This was after a month prior, when he said, yeah, no, he's not focusing on 2024. He is going to focus on being the governor for the rest of his term and focus on the state legislature elections this upcoming fall. Well, it sounds like that's changing. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin is reconsidering a bid for the 2024 presidential nomination after earlier taking himself out of the race as polls made former President Trump look increasingly formidable, a top Republican source tells Axios. And again, Axios, when it comes to this stuff, they're usually spot on. If they're saying it, there's probably a good chance that it's real. Why it matters? Youngkin, who beat former Governor Terry McAuliffe 2021 at this point, not even last year, is a leading potential future face of the Republican Party, which is true. He is somebody that I could absolutely see being the next face of the GOP. If it's not DeSantis, I could see being Youngkin. I could possibly see it being somebody maybe even like Zeldin. But I think Youngkin is definitely up there and potentially being the future face of the GOP. He's Christian and conservative, but not as Trumpy as many of the GOP's current stars. Which, this part I kind of disagree. Like what do you mean by Trumpy? Like, yes, he's not going to be some base nationalist. That's one thing, fine. But there's a lot of issues where he's similar to Trump, just he's not rough around the edges. He doesn't piss anybody off. He's seen as a well-liked guy, but fairly conservative on issues. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the stuff he said about like the transgender stuff, that was kind of bad. But he still is fairly good on the issues and is a solid governor. Youngkin told Richmond reporters in April last month that he was focused on the fall's Virginia legislature elections, which is probably still true. Listen, I didn't write a book, and I'm not in Iowa or New Hampshire or South Carolina, he said. I'm wholly focused on the Commonwealth of Virginia. But that has changed amid a rocky few months for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who is expected to announce his presidential candidacy Wednesday. I mean, why would Youngkin consider this if DeSantis wasn't faltering? Some of these people on the team DeSantis, they gotta realize he's imploding. Every single primary poll, he's going down, 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 down. At some point, he may take third in a couple of these polls. That's how bad it's getting, and it's not slowing down. But that shouldn't give a Youngkin a reason to suddenly jump into the race. It just kind of shows that Trump's going to probably be the nominee, and DeSantis made a lot of blunders. At least with Youngkin, he's not. He's not making these big blunders as DeSantis. Some powerful GOP donors who won't support Trump but are beginning to be concerned about DeSantis are encouraging Youngkin to jump into the 2024 field. And this is a big problem They first got to DeSantis. They said, no, secretly, you can take on Trump. You know, we have mystical data behind the scenes that have you up by 30. You can win. And they diluted DeSantis so much that now his people around him, they're getting dumber by the day. They seriously believe there's magical data in the works that will suddenly flip Iowa. Well, these same people are starting to realize this is falling apart. DeSantis has the charisma of a freaking wet cardboard. Like, don't get me wrong. He's a good governor. I'm not saying he isn't. However, his charisma is definitely lacking, and he's had a lot of awkward moments. It's just like, dude, you got to work on that before you can run for president. As for Youngkin, he is well-liked, and he is solid enough on certain issues. He's reconsidering, a top source close to Youngkin told Axios. He'll be in his own lane. He's not never Trump, and he's not Trump light. And that's the one thing I think would give Youngkin a better chance than DeSantis. Because he's not really either. The problem with DeSantis is he's trying to out-Trump Trump in some areas. It's like, that's not going to work. While Youngkin, people know he's not like Trump. But at the same time, people know he's not anti-Trump. He's just, there. He's his own person. Just with DeSantis, I think people are starting to realize that, yeah, he's solid on some cultural issues, don't get me wrong, but a lot of his stances on economics, that could be a big problem for him the next fall. And there's a lot of people saying that he's just a bit too similar to Trump. He's trying to out-Trump the Trump. It's not going to work. But Youngkin, I could see it potentially doing it maybe a bit better. Yeah, and I'm not saying that DeSantis is a bad, going to get crushed, or he will probably get crushed, but he's not going to do much better than DeSantis. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if I had to bet money on it, I could see Youngkin theoretically doing slightly better than DeSantis. Maybe not by much, but Youngkin at least is going to bring something different to the table. A top Virginia GOP strategist told Axios there are serious discussions happening on re-engaging the presidential race. Youngkin faces high-stakes state legislative races in November, so an announcement about a presidential race is likely to wait until right after that, Republican sources say, which is fascinating, because you're not like the 1990s where Bill Clinton announced a month before Iowa, essentially. We're not that anymore. You got to announce a year and a half beforehand. So if he's going to run, he's going to announce basically right before Iowa. Bloomberg did that. Didn't work too well for him. But Bloomberg, at least, he's not likable. He just has a bunch of money. But I don't know how that's going to work for Youngkin. If he's going to announce right before the election. Now, if they sweep everything this fall, that could give Youngkin some serious momentum within the Republican Party. Because if he flips over Virginia red, he may have a serious case for being the future head of the GOP. I'm just saying, if he could flip Virginia back, who knows? A senior Youngkin aide told Axios, if the guy flips any seats at all, it's proof that his political machine is ready to go. And that's a fair point, because they still got to flip, I think, 1 or 2 seats in the state Senate, and they have the state House. They just got to somehow hold on to both. They got to flip the state Senate. And it seems like they have an opportunity, just it's not likely. But if Youngkin can actually flip Virginia red again, there may be some serious hope in the state. And it does give some serious credibility to Youngkin. While DeSantis, yes, he crushed everybody in 22. The problem is the state has been trending to the right for years. And it's like, what's more impressive? Getting supermajorities in Florida when it was slightly trending Republican far before you were even the governor, or flipping Virginia, which has been Democrat-controlled for a couple years now. It's been trending more and more Democrat. I think Youngkin's flip would be more impressive. Speculation about a Youngkin presidential bid was reignited last week after his political team dropped a video with a message. It's time to usher in a new era of American values. It's our turn to choose life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the second I saw that ad, I was like, okay, hold on a minute here. It was a good ad, but it was definitely more of a presidential ad. It wasn't, a statewide Virginia ad. It was definitely tailored more for a national campaign. But either way, this is going to get fascinating. Because if Youngkin gets involved, that can do some even more damage to Governor DeSantis. And I think Youngkin, just like this article says, he's not anti-Trump, but he's not Trump-light. He's actually his own thing. While DeSantis, I still don't get what he's trying to do. Is he trying to paint himself as Trump but better? Which, that's not going to work. It just won't. But who knows? Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.